Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today, we are going to talk about that country from Africa called Uganda. And Uganda is a country that, according to some, has some very controversial laws directed to harm the LGBTQ community if they do anything over there. We have a president that you can find on YouTube interviewed many times, and you will definitely learn a lot about Uganda listening to this president. So what happened? Well, not good for the LGBTQ community. They passed some bill, Ugandan parliament. The parliament is the elected officials of the country, elected by the population. I have here a map to show you where Uganda is, in case you don't know, and also a few facts about Uganda, which would be the religious composition, and the population. Very important. Why? Because they're very numerous. More numerous, let's say, than the Poles or the Ukrainians and many other countries from Europe. All right, so let's get going. Uganda Parliament passes harsh anti-LGBTQ bill, mostly unchanged. This comes from Reuters. This is the president, and the president is Yoweri Museveni. So Yoweri Museveni. So this, look for him on YouTube and you can learn a lot. Kampala. Uganda's parliament on Tuesday passed one of the world's strictest anti-LGBTQ bills, mostly unchanged, including provisions for long jail terms and the death penalty, after the president requested some parts of the original legislation be toned down. Well, I wonder what would be toned down if they have the death penalty. The new bill remains most of the harshest measures of the legislation adopted retains. I'm sorry, it didn't make sense. The new bill retains most of the harshest measures of the legislation adopted in March, which drew condemnation from, listen to this, can you guess? The United States, European Union, and United Nations and major corporations. The provisions retained in the new bill allow for the death penalty in case of so-called, and I'm quoting, aggravated homosexuality, end quote, a term the government uses to describe actions including having gay sex when HIV positive. So death penalty for people who engaged in homosexual acts knowing that they are HIV positive. That means, I'm guessing, spreading. What if both of them are HIV positive? Can they do it? They're not going to spread it anywhere. It allows a 20-year sentence for promoting homosexuality, which activists say could criminalize any advocacy for the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer citizens. The legislation now heads back to President Yoweri Museveni, who can sign it, veto it, or return it to the parliament. Museveni, a vocal opponent of the LGBTQ rights, has signaled he intends to sign the legislation once certain changes are made, including the addition of measures to rehabilitate quote-unquote gay people. It was not immediately clear if the new bill satisfied his requests, and his office was not available for comment. The legislation was amended to stipulate that merely identifying as LGBTQ is not a crime. It also revised a measure that obliged people to report homosexual activity, to only require reporting when a child is involved. Now, Human rights activist Adrian Juko, I thought it was Jukov, the Marshal Jukov. Anyway, dismissed the First Amendment regarding LGBTQ identification as, and I'm quoting, useless. And I'm quoting this activist. In practice, the police doesn't care about whether you're committed the act or not. They will arrest you for acting like gay, walking like gay, end quote, he said. Same-sex relations are allegedly illegal in Uganda under a British colonial era law. LGBTQ individuals routinely face arrest and harassment by law enforcement, and passage of a bill in March unleashed a wave of arrests, evictions, and mob attacks, members of the community say. So this is what's going on there. Let's go to see a little bit where Uganda is. So this is the continent of Africa, and here is Uganda, right in here. Okay, now we know where exactly Uganda is. Now we have my friend right here in Zimbabwe, far from Uganda. So let's read a few facts about the country of Uganda. Uganda, it's a republic, and we have it as religion. It speaks over 70 languages. Official language, English and Swahili. Capital, Kampala. Religion in 2014, 84.4% Christianity, out of which 39.3% Catholicism, 32.0% Anglicanism, 13.1% other Christian, 13.7% Islam, 1.9% others or none. Now, government, unitary dominant party, presidential republic. Independence, tralala, area, tralala, population, 2021 estimate, 45,853,778. So there's the 35th country in the world as population. So remember, that's 45. That's almost 46. Now compare that, for instance, with Lithuania, 2.8 million. Or you want with Estonia, about what, 2 million or something. With Latvia, the same. I know that all these three Baltic states, Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia, have about 5 million people. And they're very vocal and very important, they think. Poland has about 39 million people. These guys have 46 almost. Ukraine used to have about 38, 39 million. Now, I don't know if they're 17, unfortunately. Now look at this difference. In 2014 census, they had 34.6 million, and now they're 45. So they jumped 10 million people in what, 7 years or so? So anyway, I'm not going to go into anything else. It's just that this is the situation in Uganda regarding the LGBTQ community. That's a death penalty over there. There's 20 years and all that. I don't know. Again, I suggest you watch those videos, those interviews conducted with Mojave, I think what his name is, the president. And thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.